Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Christmas COVID special, which will have your Nana thinking that I am indeed the Grinch because she's definitely not frightened. And we'll be finding out over the course of the show exactly how unfrightened your Nana actually is. Anyway, in the meantime, as the lag goes, we will play some Ravoir. You can let us know out there if sound and visuals are good. Apologies for the janky background and all that. It'll improve, but perfection is the enemy of progress. Let me know you're about in the comments, and please do give one early positive reaction wherever you appear to be watching this, or listening even. That would be nice. It's been one of them days, to be honest. So this is going to go one of two ways. Definitely some ag pushback. That's happening. Oh, aye. Well, I might be nice about it. I don't know. We're just waiting on this lag from the live stream. People appear to be starting to join, and then we'll crack on. That does like me the day I'm taking Christmas off her. She's definitely not frightened. Stripes, the fear dripping off some of these. Who's in the comments? Who's a boot? Jez Hunt's a boot. Right back at you. Zoe Jarrett. Oh, hey. She's back. Nice to see you. Joanne G. Out in a theatre, I believe. Enjoy. The real show is here. Joey's saying good sound, good visuals, happy blid with ideas. Is that gone on the screen? No. Studio's still a little janky, but as I say, it's the enemy of progress. So we're just going to do what we're going to do. If anybody else is about, let us know. So today I've been working on this for months, right? And I got up at 6 a.m. this morning to write a short guide that's easy to understand about how to protect you and your family this Christmas. I'm even sitting here making a video about this. Some reason, though, some people think I'm bad for doing this, which is a beautiful time. And some would say the most wonderful time of the year. Bang, 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 gang, 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 gang. Honestly, the brittleness Pondy Schoolyard at the moment is slightly irritating. I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to use this show as catharsis to have a gun at your nana for being reckless and just pass on some information, which is what was always about. But I'm pissed right off today. Like, who do some people think they're talking to? Like, listen. If I'm given respect, I'll always speak to you with respect. I think the evidence shows that, right? But this brittle shit on our social media at the minute, burn that, man. Who are you talking to? I'm not your butler. I'm not here to just like your beck and call. I'm not your personal Google. I'm not your AI assistant. I'm a human being. So, given that there's 1 minute 10 before I can swear, stick around because trust me, this isn't the finish of it. Who the hell are you talking to? And at the same time, please stick around for some advice on how to dodge COVID this Christmas and not to kill your loved ones, if you wish. But in the meantime, let's set the scene. So this is from Rafi Flynn. Some great stuff on that account. So this is what we were told in 2020. Number 1, kids don't catch or transmit COVID. Number 2, schools are COVID secure. I think anybody who's watching the COVID inquiry will know that that's a laugh. Number 3, even if your child does catch it, it's mild, don't worry. Absolute lies. Number 4, immunity will last 20 to 30 years. Lie bags. And as Rafi says, on this basis, I can see why everyone sent their children back to school. So can I. I had it out with some lad recently, right, who was just giving us all the grief, saying all that kind of stuff. Pure copium at this point. And, like, I just have to be, like, direct. Why aren't you keeping up? Like, it's your bands. So anyway, here's the harsh reality. Rafi goes on. Number one, schools are, as is the case with every other virus, hives of transmission. Number two, immunity wanes rapidly in children, and consequently, your child will likely be repeatedly infected over and over again on a yearly basis. Number three, the damage from those reinfections may be cumulative. Number four, infection may lead to immune dysregulation, thus rendering your child more susceptible to other infectious agents and may mean that they are ill more often. Number five, infection results in your child being much more likely to develop diabetes. Number six, infection causes significant increases in cardiac and neurological damage. Before I go on, check this out for yourselves. This isn't done in a vacuum, man. And as you can tell today, I'm pissed with people because you don't get to talk to people like me like this because we're the ones out here trying to actually make sense of this. And as you'll see, do some problem solving, which I got up at 6 a.m. this morning to finish off writing. But at the same time, have been working on for months to ensure the evidence is solid and it's the thing to do. But again, there's an asterisk next to that. And the time on a tradition, that's the path I'm choosing from a personal perspective. It's not intended to be advice. You do you. If you choose to follow what I present later, blessings to you. If you don't, that's your shout. Up to yourself. Because guess what? People like me at the minute, and I know there's somebody in the comments, do not give a shit whether you live or die at this point. That might sound harsh, and this whole show is going to sound dead harsh because of the shit that I'm having to deal with on a daily. I'm not asking for anything other than respect for the work that I'm doing. It's not even about me. But I tell you now, right? If respect isn't come and served by some, you're gonna hear about it because the last thing I'm going to be doing is being tone policed by people who haven't got a fucking clue what they're talking about. So anyway, Rafi goes on. Number six, infection causes significant increases in cardiac and neurological damage. Number seven, after 3 infections, the chances of your child developing long COVID may be as high as 38%. 38%. Basically more than 1 in 3. So think of 3 children that, one of them may be having a mare coming soon in January. Unless, of course, if you want to stick around long enough, for my sarcastic fucking Aggie ass to tell you that we've come up with a plan. If we put this in every school, every classroom in every school, every home and every workplace, we wouldn't have a problem. Nobody wants lockdowns. That's an utter red herring. Stick around because I'm probably going to lose me shit in about 5 or 10 minutes when I pull some stuff up. And everybody likes that. If you don't want advice or guidance, stick around for the fun. Number 8. COVID infections can result in the depletion and exhaustion of CD4, CD8 T cells, which are the very same cells that are affected by AIDS and HIV. Essentially, could be quantified as airborne AIDS, which is lush. SARS-1 survivors, that's not SARS-CoV-2, but SARS-1, so potential guide for where this might go, had a much reduced life expectancy of between 61 to 68 years. Some of us who are getting repeat infections over and over and over again, including children, are going to have a are much more likely to have a severely reduced lifespan. There you go. What else? Right. It may accelerate cancer growth. And on the basis of all this, would you still have sent your bairns to school? Follow Rafi. There's 100 things COVID can do. That's just scratching the surface. Right, there's the scene set. Bit of tough love today. Just know that I love the people who have got love for me. And the rest of yous can bite us. You might not know about this. At Jon Snow Project, the Jon Snow Project. Really good, solid, evidence-based advice type stuff. I'm adding this to it, and everybody should see this video. I've got one to bookend the show at the end, also from the Jon Snow Project. Check this one out. It'll tell you all about it.
Right now, a deadly virus is in the air. It spreads like smoke when we talk. It spreads when we cough, when we sing, even breathing quietly is enough to spread it. And just like smoke, the virus hangs around for hours. But it takes just seconds to breathe enough to get infected. Don't breathe it in.
Didn't.
Wear a respirator whenever you're sharing air.
Carried on.
Not one of those leaky surgical masks.
Got
Use
fire
a proper
guards.
one, rated at least N95 or FFP2.
Get 'em.
This will stop you getting sick. Don't breathe it in. Open windows. Get the virus out and get fresh air in.
Get that.
Wear a respirator. Get fresh air.
There you go. And get it out, you hairy moose. Get it out. Clean the air. Respirator. Also, bing, stalaging. Cow Daily's post. Right, number 1. Viralese antiviral nasal spray. It's a nasal spray that can contains an antiviral agent that can remove 99.9% of COVID-19 and other viruses in your nose before they enter your body. It's easy to use and there's no side effects. Also, if you're a bit of a Jessie and are worried about wearing a mask because of how you look, nobody knows you're using Viralese. Perfect for the Christmas party coward. Anyway, FFP2 masks. These are high-quality masks that can filter at least 94% of airborne particles. They're the very minimum. Masks, we want to term them as respirators, simply because we saw that public health messaging regarding kids at the start. Remember when people were saying wear these baggy ass surgical things and we all followed them? My partner, right, and I'll pull it out one day if we can find it, made these like big baggy ass, honestly, like they're so funny now looking back on in terms of what we knew, but that's what we thought then. So I'm rocking around Aldi and Hexham back then, right, with this just nappy thing on my face. But FFP2 and above is what you need. 3M auras. I saw the German health minister wearing one yesterday, and I'm about to show you that later when the advice comes through. So this air purifier is quite mid. You can get cheaper ones than that do the same thing. So if you're unsure, just contact us and I'll just tell you what to buy. So this one's the Levoit Core 300 air purifier with HEPA filter, and that's what you need, HEPA filtration. This is an air purifier that can remove 99.97% of dust, pollen, smoke, odors, and COVID-19 and other viruses from the air in your room. They're around £100. The king of the world, Jez Hunt, funded some for people who are actually in the comments now. And they were cheaper than that, so they still do the job. This one's got a sensor on it though, which we're like, because I've chosen this one because it's Christmas and people get drunk and they're probably going to forget to keep it turned on, or somebody will come along, or the dog will knock it, or whatever. This one will turn on when the air starts getting scruffy. Also, this is one thing I just got recently, and thank you to all patrons and PayPal people, because what I did, I saved up out of the money that we get. I bought an Aranet 4 home. What this is a CO2 monitor. This doesn't detect COVID, but what this does do, it detects at a certain point when we're rebreathing the air. So the alarm will go off before it gets to that point. So you open the windows. Obviously, you should be already cleaning the air at this point. I've took readings on that. Also, as well, just outside of that, right? If you're having trouble sleeping at night and all that, sometimes it's because you're rebreathing CO2. And I found I was waking up at 3 a.m. every morning recently, and I was like, what's going on? Turns out it's a badly ventilated space. So it was triggering the Aranet at around about the same time and around about the same amount of parts per million. For me, that's 1,100 parts per million. So I figured that out, and now I'm sleeping right through. Work that one out. So if you didn't care about COVID, but you actually have sleeping issues, the Aranet could also be for you. It measures CO2 in the atmosphere and tells you all about it. There's also an app. So I've got it all linked to an app, and I'm tracking it as well. Just generally cleaning the air. Now, one thing I want to point out, right, for mugs, basically, is Cow Daily, right? It's part of an ongoing conversation. Sometimes that ongoing conversation, as you've seen, will include some of the world's leading experts on this type of stuff. And what I've done is ask those people what the crack is. So we spoke to one of the world's leading epidemiologists, Dr. Deepti Gurdasani. She said that they probably got this wrong. We shouldn't be getting all of these repeat infections on anything, and we should be cleaning the air, and there's no reason why we can't because the technology is quite cheap. So a lot of where this came from was the start of that, and that's why I wrote the guide. If you go on my social media, that was just an abridged version of the guide. I've tried to keep it as short and understandable as possible. You can get it on my Facebook page. You can also on my Instagram story, there's a link straight to it on the Instagram story. Cow Daily both. So please go to that if you want to know more. Just going to pull up the thing. Right, let's see who's about. Zoe's saying, have folk not noticed their social feed full of everyone moaning about how ill they are? None have made the connection yet. They're all still out and about maskless. Daughter has long COVID and is ill again. Those people are utter mugs, indulging themselves in copium to just get by. And I was being kind of nice until this morning, and then I'm just like, right, fuck this. Nobody is trying to like mug me off like I'm some dafty living in fear. I've got a healthy amount of fear, and what I've done that is like turn that into something positive and productive where I can help me fellow human beings. Instead of some mugs this morning going on like, oh, I'm out and about all the time, I'm not living in fear. I don't care. You should definitely do the opposite of what it says in the guide. In fact, I actively embrace that for you, but without giving you a hug, you dirty scruff. So go off, do all that. Give no fucks about anybody but yourself. Anyway, here's some adults. It's the Minister of Health for Germany, Karl Lauterbach, wearing a 3M Aura respirator. This is this week, right? So we're going to distinguish between the messaging of the UK government and the messaging of the German government, and that's going to be a thread that'll run through this. We're also going to show the German tabloid and its equivalent in Britain, and we're going to look at the messaging there. So anyway, this is Karl Lauterbach on the 4th of December 2023. COVID is not a cold. With a cold, you don't usually see any long-term effects. You don't see any changes in the blood vessels. You don't usually see autoimmune disease developing, and you also don't usually see neurological inflammation. These are all things that we see with long COVID. Remember, 38% chance for your child to get it. 38%. And that's what we know so far. Anyway, Karl Lauterbach continues. Therefore, one should not assume that COVID infection is just a common cold. It can affect brain tissue and the vascular system, and we still lack an effective treatment. So, the monster that is the Grinch you see before you should shut up. Should shut up because I'm living in fear and I don't know what I'm talking about. But fucking Gladys out there who wants to tell us that I'm living in fear knows all about it. She knows more than the fucking German health minister. She knows it all. She's out there, definitely not living in fear here. Definitely looking after the bairns. Good on you. Get some snake emojis when you talk to us next time. David Livingston, don't feed trolls, mate. It only empowers them. Those who are open to change are obviously those who are not worth the space. David, I love you. You're a wonderful man. I consider we're somewhat online friends in some respects. I really like you. But no, I don't think you understand. They're not locked in here. I'm not locked in here with them. They're locked in here with me. We're having a lot of fun. I don't know if you're part of the patrons forum, David, but you will see where these people end up, should we choose. And I swear to God, I will toy with these fuckwits for sport. Fucking no chance. I did the whole like let people get away with talking shit to us thing while I was unwell, and it absolutely made us more unwell, and it's just not happening anymore. So they can just kiss me arse, essentially. Zoe's saying, how dare you share helpful things? I know, what a monster. What an absolutely monstrous shitbag I appear to be. Right, here we go. What else we got? Jez is here. Imagine plants are good for this too. Defo, I like exactly that. Get some like plants in space and it'll help clean the air. I haven't actually got that deep because I didn't want to I wanted to focus on the sort of like technology stuff, Jez, you know. But you're quite right, plants. And it was actually something that was going to go in, but I decided to leave it out because I didn't want to, muddy the waters. Linda's saying, nice to see you, pal. Thanks for all your contributions lately as well in the comments, etc. Big Andy's in. Chocker Block, I'm not surprised. Posties at Christmas, they're the ones who save it. Yes, what else we got? Slaz is about. Nice to see you, pal. All the best. Zoe's saying, good point this. I'm not living in fear because I wear a mask. Exactly. Like, listen, if you truly weren't living in fear, you wouldn't give a shit about walking around wearing a mask, because if you've seen the judgments from people, we're at the point of the pandemic now where these people are just so riddled with copium. There's people that look at you like you've just been flown in from Mars. Every time I go to the shop, I get the odd bit of side eye and that. And I'm just like laughing at people, just like, who are you looking at? Like, because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you to do one. And the problem that we've got here, right, is that like people who are like far right social engineers have cascaded this down that people who are wearing masks out and about are somehow like weak or living in fear, when the reality couldn't be any more different. Like, do you know how much courage it takes for people to do that now? But here's the thing, some of us don't have the choice. It has to be done because we know all of this shit that we're talking about here, and some of us don't have fucking immune systems. So cheers, thanks for the fucking help, like. All the best. Anyway, what else we got? This, off the page today, emblematic of so much of this shit and the root cause of it. I'm not going to say this person's name, right? But on the screen, I'm 71 and I'll be fine. And the usual, like, it's just a cold. It didn't happen to me. Ming, 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 ming. Ming, ming. Yawn, yawn, fucking yawn, man. Shut your fucking face, man. Look, COVID is not a cold. Karl Lauterbach, Minister of Health for Germany. Some rando dafty, I'm 71, I'll be fine, who proceeded to put considerable energies into giving me shit rather than actually like facing utter reality, evidence-based reality. So anyway, it just says on the screen for no reason, calling someone Karen is boring. Call them a cunt like an adult. That's got no connection, I assure you. Also, here's a meme that just encapsulates so much of the shit that's going on in the minute. It's the king. Some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I am willing to make. Somebody asked us, right, why is this happening? Like, surely this can't be happening because, you know, like, it makes no sense on any level. Here's why. Because have we been looking at the COVID inquiry? Lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. The same people are still in government lying, and the opposition also are liars who will do nothing about it. Because if they did, then it's because of the toxicity from the far-right social engineers, it would look very much like they weren't strong and all of this type of Nietzschean Superman shit. So that's what's going on. Our lives are expendable. I'm going to go on to demonstrate this all the more. And again, please take this as your Christmas present. It might come unpalatable, but none of this is going to be palatable. But you know what's more unpalatable? Watching your people drop like fucking flies next year because they're on 5, 6, 7 repeat infections that you know about, because asymptomatic also is very, very bad and works internally on the vascular system in the same way. So if you're not living in fear, truly, then all of this you'll be able to soak up and go, my God, I didn't know this. I'm going to have to act. But you aren't, you? Because the ones who aren't living in fear are running with masks on and going, oh, yeah, I need to like adapt. This is living with COVID. Just like normal people. Get the fuck off my fucking lawn. Next. The cost of putting air filters in every classroom in every school is £140 million. It's that cheap to start taking control of the situation we're all in. Why do you want to keep getting unwell? Seriously, though, the amount of shit I cop for that. Hey, Monster, why are you trying to like save the band? That's literally what this comes down to. I'm trying to save the bands. I couldn't give a fuck whether, like, if you're 71 and you're going to be fine. I would know what that's about. And by the way, don't start hiding behind, like, oh, you're being ageist and, like, it's all boomers. Is it fuck? Some of the favorite people, like David, boomer, Joanne, boomer, in the comments right now. Some of my favorite people on the planet. Get the fuck off my lawn now, liar. Next. So 140 million. We're going to put some context into what that actually means, right? It might sound like a large amount. It's not a large amount. Next, shouts to James. I've been inspired by this thread to book my latest COVID booster this week. Your work well and is making a difference, mate. It's appreciated. James, I appreciate you too. Big time. And I wanted to put that in because balance is certainly important. Simple as. Linda, Boomer, you're one of my favorites as well, Linda. Right. Where else? Late but here. JC, you know that one. Nice to see you, pal. Jez Hunt. Why are you putting that seatbelt? That's just living in fear. Why are you locking your door at night? That's just living in fear. Why are you wearing clothes in the snow, etc., etc., and on it goes. And it is. And all this is about is these social engineers and their weaponizing of nostalgia, coupled with people's blue screen of death error message on their brains that the people up top don't care whether we live or die. So their brain is just cycling back to the last safe save point, which is 2019, last safe save point. And they don't care who they run over the top and set fire to at the end. But guess what? I'm not to be set fire to. Again, I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me. Fuck your life. So, next. Bild, the German tabloid. This is from the front page this week. Wear a mask, no Christmas parties. Urgent corona warning from Lauterbach. The Minister of Health warns a massive wave of illness at Christmas. This is the German tabloid equivalent to Dishonor, The Sun. What we got here? Load of lies. Exclusive. Bugbear. Brits urged to wear masks and avoid hugging this Christmas as cases of 100-day cough rise 250%. Fuck off with your 100-day cough, right? Here's what's happened. We've reached the point of the pandemic where people have just been sucking off COVID tailpipes, right? So what's happened is your immune system is broken. Some of you beyond repair because you're not living in fear. So what then that means is you are either getting dished to bits by cold and flu, which doesn't present like it, or it's just COVID, or it's RSV, or it's the pneumonia stuff, which people haven't actually done peer review on yet. But I saw a preprint theory the other day, which it should be taken on that basis, which says that the white spots that people are finding on the scans in lungs, which ordinarily would present as pneumonia in the past, may actually be blood clot from COVID infections. So they're not sure. What we do know is our immune systems are fucking cattle trucked. And the way we fix that is by cleaning the air and taking fucking responsibility for this, and also putting mad pressure on decision makers and the unions and healthcare workers and all this. Because there's another one, right? If you're a healthcare worker, we're looking at you to lead the charge. What we're seeing is, right, and there was Bob on here last week. He was called in for his COVID booster, right? Went in, air's not being cleaned. Nobody's wearing respirators. Maybe one person, I think he said. And this is like the people who are getting the only ones getting COVID boosters in the UK who qualify for it tend to be people who are clinically vulnerable or immune dysregulated because of previous conditions from before the pandemic. And sometimes conditions that have been developed as a result of this during the pandemic. So no lies being spoken here. A lot of fucking tough love, but ultimately I want it to result in this. Get the guide and follow it. But also get the guide, read it if you don't want it, whatever, if you want to blah, blah, blah. Come and see us on social media because I want all the fucking FUMA, because it's not about you. What it's about is me going up against people like you, and we are. And what it does, it boosts the algorithm. So they see the original post. And guess what? That might actually save some people who actually are open to this information. So thanks for boosting it. Cheers there. Next. David saying, it's ironic that you're trying to save bands and get shit from folks who get their knickers in a twist about young trans folk. Fuck them all. Every single one of them. Ashley's saying, that's less than the cost of Rwanda. It's about half price. Bargain. That's for cleaning the air as well, by the way, if you're just joining the show. Sorry to put this wanker on the screen. This is from a Reddit community called Green Pleasant. It's Labour's Wes Streeton, new Labour's Wes Streeton, accuses NHS of waste and inefficiency, saying NHS uses every winter crisis as an excuse to ask for more money. Streeton says money is tight and that the NHS will have to get used to it. Streeton can get fucked for a fucking start. People who've been new to this will know, well, not know, actually. There's a folder, and it tells you all about Labour. It tells you all about Labour looking to privatise the NHS. It'll tell you all about Peter Mandel's links to Peter Thiel, who we told you were going to get the data contract for the NHS 1 year ago, and it happened recently. If people aren't going to big us up, we'll do it ourselves. We're always 2 steps ahead, and if you're not part of this, there's still time. Join, save thyself. Fuck Wes Streeton. Point is, don't vote Labour. They're going to make this even worse, and they literally couldn't give a monkeys about you two. Just another faction of the establishment. Personally speaking, I'm voting Green for everything. The knobbly knees competition a lot. Why? Because I had direct contact with people from the party who actually put some of this evidence towards the all-party parliamentary group on COVID and long COVID. So that was the clincher for me. They actually went out of their way and contacted us after I'd interviewed them. So they're getting me vote, and they're also getting me speaking up on that. And also, if they want to like suddenly like change and would base my opinion on all evidence, then I'll change and I'll tell you about it. Simple as that. What else we got? Right. Let's check this out. COVID is airborne. It moves like smoke. We saw that in the video at the start of the show. If you're just joining now, go and have a look at it or listen to it if you're listening. It would cost half as much as it is alleged Michelle Mone stole to put filter systems that would remove it from the air in every classroom in every school in the UK. Nobody wants any more lockdowns. That's a red herring. What we want is the air cleaned, and to do otherwise is absolutely insane. Even on an economic level, just insane. And it's so cheap too. It's crazy, all of this. It's like that, but in the horror films set at Christmas, which has this heavy allegory run through it about human beings more concerned with being inconvenienced from routine than death. Social engineers know we're creatures of habit, and we will default back to the first safe point that our brains can muster. No lies are being spoken. You may not want to hear this. You may want to unfollow. I may want you to if you don't want to hear this, because good vibes only and actual practicalities going forward into 2024. This is not and has never been about amassing amounts of followers or whatever that word is. We're all human beings. What this is about is spreading information that, in this case, will stop you and your loved ones from getting killed or severely disabled. And that can all be backed up with evidence. So believe whatever crystal fash copium fucking nonsense you want at this point. Run headlong into the arms of some dafty in a fucking DMT hoodie or whatever the fuck fever dream shit that they want to come out with just to make you feel good, and then breathe their shit all over you like dirty scruffs. So anyway, moving on. This from Liverpool Community Independence. If you want to know where all the money's gone, ExxonMobil, profits of 15 billion increased to 53 billion. Shell, 16 billion to 44. Glencoe, 1.9 billion to 14.8 billion. Archer Daniels Midland, 1.4 up to 3.16. Kraft Heinz, 265 million up to 1.8 billion. We are being ripped to bits. There's money there. We just need 120 million to start off the classrooms. We'll get every public space pretty much done, like for hardly any money, not even close. Tax these fucking corporations for fuck's sake, man. So again, if Western civilization is so great, why does it always need saving? No, but seriously, think about it like that. Constant boom and bust. Think about it since 2008. Boom, bust, and then money just being thrown from the public sector into private hands. Meanwhile, we only need 120 million to start saving kids. Kids in this country from disability and death. Not only that, coming home and spreading it to people. You know, I had one of my pals like on the phone this morning. COVID again, this absolute fucking scenario, and I'm fucking pissed. So I had to deal with that and then deal with these fucking dickheads on our social media trying to crack on like we're scared. Get the fuck out of here, man, you fucking plums. Anyway. Yeah, I don't like, seriously, if you think I regret this or anything like this, you fucking don't know me at all. This is exactly what I want to say and how I want to say it. So if you want to fucking come and test, I'll see you on social media. Trust me, I've got a bit of work to do after this. Pepper it. I'm coming for you. Fuck you. Nice one. Right, here's a video to bookend it, and then I'm going off to do some other work. And I'll be seeing you quite a lot over the Christmas, hopefully, or just at least more than it's been. So let's just see where that goes. But anyway, this is from the Jon Snow Project, and it's called A Very COVID-y Christmas. See you next time.
'Twas the night before Christmas. Santa took a deep breath. If only he'd known it would lead to his death. Santa always listened when the famous doctors spoke. Too bad they didn't mention that the virus spreads like smoke.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding. Ding-a-ding-a-ding, ding. Get the vax, regular testing, put a mask on and clean the air. Stop being an absolute monkey spunk, fuck quit. JonSnowProject.org. That's JonSnowProject.org for all your family-saving advice. Also, if you want to support our work, please go to the links in the description. That's patreon.com/cowdaily. That's patreon.com/cowdaily. Also links in the description for PayPal. If you value this work, if you value us trying to help out, then please, for the baby Jesus at Christmas, consider putting a penny in the old man's hat. But no, on a Patreon level as well, how fucking cool is the Patrons Forum? There's a new in-app one, the Discord one. I just couldn't get my head around it. And because I'm so busy, I just didn't have time to sit and do a tutorial when I needed to learn how to use like streaming software and that. So if you want to be part of it, totally confidential, loads of cool support there as well, and just everything we would like the public page to be. But sorry, unfortunately, there's dickheads there, so we can't have it like that. So that's patreon.com/cowdaily, P to the A to the T, REON.com/cowdaily, youtube.com/cowdaily if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also, please run the audio when it goes out later in the day. It helps we'll get up the chart and increases visibility for this work. And as you've seen, this particular show, it's bloody important that people get to hear this. Whether they want to hear it or not, it is what it is. And also, let us know if you do the things in the guide, because I want to know how that goes. Anyway, have a great day. Apart from Dafties who want to come and test, if you want a piece of this action, see you on my social media later today. Bye.